Good morning. In the previous lectures, we have seen that the basic function of a transistor is to do amplification. The signal is applied in the base circuit and amplified output is taken from the collector circuit. One important requirement during the amplification is that only the magnitude of the signal is to be increased and there should be no change in signal shape. This increase in magnitude of the signal without any change in its shape is known as faithful amplification. That means the process of raising the strength of a weak signal without change in its shape is known as faithful amplification. The raising the strength of a weak signal is called amplification. It is faithful when there is no change in its basic shape. So raising the strength of a weak signal without change in its shape is known as faithful amplification. To achieve faithful amplification, the condition on the transistor circuit is that the base emitter junction should be always forward biased and collector emitter or and the collector base junction, that is collector diode, should be always reverse biased. So to have this, we should have three conditions maintained in the circuit. So that means for faithful amplification, we should maintain three conditions in the circuit. One is the proper zero signal collector current must flow through the circuit. That is, there should be a proper zero signal collector current IC in the circuit. The second condition is that there should be a proper minimum base emitter voltage in the circuit, and third condition to have the faithful amplification is that there should be a proper collector emitter voltage in the circuit. So these three conditions should be fulfilled to have the faithful amplification. Now let's see what happens when there is no proper zero signal collector current in a circuit during the amplification process. For that, consider a circuit which is having a signal voltage V in, and suppose there is no base emitter voltage connected here. Just we are having a circuit like this. Then during the positive half cycle of the signal, the base become positive. That means the base emitter junction become forward biased. So during the positive half cycle, this base emitter junction is forward biased, so there is a base current and which is amplified, and we will get an output voltage, output current IC, which is beta times IB, and we will get an amplified collector current during the positive half cycle. And during this negative half cycle of the input signal, the base become negative. That means base emitter junction become reverse biased. If base emitter junction become reverse biased, then there is no output or collector current will be zero. Now again during the positive half cycle, we will get an amplified output. So we will have an output like this during the positive half cycle, and during the negative half cycles the outputs are completely cut off. So this is an unfaithful amplification. Now we will introduce a battery VBB in this base circuit to ensure the minimum proper collector zero signal collector current. So let's consider a battery VBB is connected in the base circuit as shown like this. Now suppose we are not applying the signal initially, that is there is no signal, then there, due to this VBB, the base emitter junction become forward bias, so that constant IB we will get in the input circuit, and which is amplified beta times, and we will get a DC collector current, and let's say IC in the collector circuit due to the battery VBB connected in the circuit. Now during the positive half cycle, the forward bias across the base emitter junction increases, which will increase the collector current, so that we will get an amplified output during the positive half cycle. And during the negative half cycle, this forward bias decreases, so which will decrease the collector current, and we will get a amplified output like this. So it is a faithful amplification. So the presence of VBB makes the faithful amplification, or makes there is a collector current IC to flow through it, so it maintains the signal shape. Now for convenience, let's consider some numerical values for the collector current IC. Suppose I have minimum proper collector current 1 milliampere, and this amplified signal is also provides 1 milliampere, then we will have a signal shape like this. So initially, before applying signal, we will have a collector current of 1 milliampere. Due to the signal alone, we are suppose we are getting during the positive peak of the input signal, we are getting the collector current as 1 milliampere. Then it starts to increase from 1 milliampere to 2 milliampere when the input signal reaches the peak. When then the input signal starts to decrease, so the collector current also starts to decrease. When signal is 0, then we will have 1 milliampere in the output. Now the input signal reverses its polarity, and during the negative half cycle, the collector current starts to decrease from 1 milliampere, and suppose during the negative peak of the negative peak of the input signal, the collector current is minus 1 milliampere, so the total collector current will be 0, and then it starts to increase again like this. Now suppose our minimum or proper zero signal collector current is 0.5 milliamperes. Let's take it as 0.5 milliampere. Then during the positive half cycle, the collector current starts to increase from 0.5 milliampere to 1 milliampere. Then it decreases when signal decreases from the positive peak to the zero value. Then during the negative half cycle, the collector current starts to decrease, and when the signal reaches the negative peak, then the collector current corresponding to total collector current corresponding to the negative peak will be minus 0.05. So this part will be cut off from the circuit, so we will have an output signal like this. So it is the output signal is represented like this. So it is a unfaithful amplification. So to ensure the faithful amplification, the value of the zero signal collector current IC should be at least equal to or greater than the collector current due to the signal alone. So the minimum value of the zero signal collector current is that it will be at least equal to the collector current due to signal alone. So remember this condition on the collector current. Now suppose at any instant of amplification the base emitter voltage is decreased 0.3 volt for germanium and 0.7 volt for silicon transistors, then we know that the base emitter junction is no longer reverse biased, because it is the potential barrier of the PN junctions for germanium and silicon. So if the base emitter voltage is less than the potential barrier of the PN junction, then base emitter junction will not be forward biased, or the base current will be less, so the output current will be less. So when at any instant of amplification procedure or purpose, if the base emitter voltage goes below the base emitter potential barrier, then we will not have the faithful amplification. So there should be a minimum proper base emitter voltage in the circuit at all instant of amplification. So we can say that the VBE must be greater than the potential barrier, which is 0.3 volt for germanium and 0.7 volt for silicon transistors. And also now consider the collector emitter voltage. If the collector emitter voltage is less than the knee voltage, it is the voltage beyond which the collector current is almost independent of the collector emitter voltage. If it is less than if the collector emitter voltage is less than, if VCE is less than the V knee voltage, then the collector circuit does not attract all the electrons emitted by the emitter. So if the collector is not able to attract all the electrons emitted by the emitter, then collector current decreases, and which in turn increases the base current. So if it happens, that is, if the collector emitter voltage is less than the knee, then collector does not attract all the electrons emitted by the emitter, which in turn, if not that much electrons are not reaching the collector, then collector current IC decreases. Also the base current IB increases, because the electrons which fails to reach the collector diode will pass through the base, so it will increase the base current. If IC decreases and IB increases, it will decrease the current amplification factor beta. If current amplification decreases, then we will have a unfaithful amplification. So here we have to ensure that for germanium The collector emitter voltage should be greater than 0.5 volt, which is the knee voltage for germanium diodes, and the collector emitter voltage should be greater than 1 volt for silicon, and which is the knee voltage for silicon transistors. So the condition on collector emitter voltage is that it should be greater than V knee voltage. So these are the three conditions which must be ensured to have the faithful amplification, and the process of achieving this faithful amplification is provided is obtained by providing a proper zero signal collector current, proper minimum base emitter voltage, and proper minimum collector emitter voltage, and the process of this is called transistor biasing. So transistor biasing is the process of providing a minimum zero signal collector current and a maintenance of proper collector emitter voltage during the passage of signal. So this is the three conditions which are required for faithful amplification is achieved by providing a biasing circuit. In addition to this one, the biasing, when we are going to realize the amplifier circuit in practice, we will encounter a few more problems due to the inherent variation of the transistor parameters. That means if you consider the current amplification factor beta and VBE, they are the transistor parameters. They will vary from different transistors or from transistor to transistor. Variation means if you for example, if you consider the transistor BC107, which is the transistor which we are using in our labs. So this BC107 is a NPN silicon transistor, and this will have a beta value varies from 100 to 500. So if you replace a transistor by another one, we will have a different beta. So if beta varies, then current it will result in unfaithful amplification. And also this VBE, and another problem, VBE also varies from transistor. Another problem which we encounter while realizing an amplifier circuit is that the temperature dependence on the collector current. Of collector. We know that the collector current is given by IC is equal to beta IB plus ICEO, that is the collector emitter leakage current when base is open, and this relation can also be written as beta IB plus beta plus 1 ICBO. This we have seen, where ICBO is the collector base leakage current when emitter is open. So this quantity, the ICBO, the collector emitter voltage when base is open, actually depends on temperature. That is, when there is a rise of 10 degrees Celsius in temperature, then it will almost double the ICBO. And if from this expression you can see that if ICBO depends on IC beta plus 1 times. That is, if ICBO doubles or ICBO is increased, then IC will increase beta plus 1 times. Beta usually is greater than 100 for practical transistors. So there is a large variation in the collector current. So this large variation in the collector current will upset the amplifier output. So we have to rectify, or we have a solution for this problem, the temperature dependence of IC. And also there is one more, another problem is that the inherent variation of the transistor parameters like beta and VBE. When we replace the transistor, we have seen that beta will be different for different transistors. So during any process, if one transistor is destroyed, we have to replace it by another one, so it will have a different beta, so it will also affect the transistor output. And also from this expression, this IC is equal to beta plus 1 ICBO. We have seen that when collector current increases, it will increase the transistor temperature. This, when transistor temperature increases, this ICBO will increase. The increase in ICBO will again increase the beta plus 1 times the IC. So when IC, the flow of collector current will increase the temperature of the transistor, which in turn will increase the collector base leakage current, and this will increase the collector current. And if again collector current increases, the temperature increases, and this process is a cumulative one, and it reaches a maximum temperature. And when it reaches a particular temperature, the transistor will burn out, and this process is called thermal runaway. So thermal runaway is the self-destruction of a unstabilized transistor. So these three things also has another problem while practically realizing an amplifier circuit: the temperature dependence of IC, inherent variation of transistor parameters, and thermal runaway. And all these three are overcome by providing a stabilizer circuit. So we will have a stabilization, for proper stabilization in transistor amplifier circuit. So stabilization means it is the process of making the operating point, that is IC and VCE, independent of the temperature changes and changes in the, or variations in the transistor parameters. So stabilization circuit or a stabilizing circuit in a transistor amplifier provides or keeps the operating point fixed in a transistor circuit. Stabilization means the process of making the operating point, that is zero signal collector current and collector emitter voltage independent of the temperature changes and variations in the transistor parameters. So for practically realizing a circuit, we should have all these conditions, that is we should ensure proper zero signal collector current, we should ensure there is a minimum base emitter voltage, there is a minimum collector emitter voltage, and there is also, it should ensure that the stabilization of the operating point. All these things, the temperature dependence, temperature and the inherent variation of transistor parameters will change the operating point. If the operating points are changed, we will not have a proper output. So we have to make the operating point independent of the temperature and the variations in the transistor parameters. So that circuit is called a stabilizing circuit, or the process is called as stabilization. The stabilization and proper minimum biasing circuit are providing the stabilization. Usually we will use the transistor biasing circuit for the stabilization purpose also. So the transistor biasing is the way to ensure the conditions of the faithful amplification and also the stabilization of the circuit. Thank you.